This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by Text Expander by Smile, my most used productivity utility. Find out more and download a free demo at textexpander.com. MacVoices is in Las Vegas for NAB. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, the whole way from Germany, Mr. Oliver Breidenbach of Boinx Software. Oliver, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Chuck.
Thanks for coming the whole way over just to talk to us.
Yeah, of course. It's the thing to do, right? If you go to Las Vegas, meet Chuck and do the interview.
Exactly. There's nothing else going on here. You know, all this stuff behind us. There's nothing happening.
Ignore it.
Yeah. So what's going on with Boinx? What's new with Boinx?
We are very busy. We keep cranking out new releases of mimoLive, which is our live video production system. And the real reason why I'm here, sorry to say that.
Darn.
But we're doing a lot of stuff, of other stuff as well. So one of the things we did, which might be of interest for your viewers, is we've recently made a new release of Mousepose. It's a very popular tool for, it's a virtual mouse pointer, a virtual laser pointer to highlight your mouse. So if you do presentations or screencasts or whatever, you can always highlight where your cursor is. You can visualize the keystrokes so people can follow your presentation more easily. And that we've updated that so that it works with the most recent release of macOS, and also it's a complete rewrite in Swift, so it's also ready for the future. So that's one exciting thing. And then also we've updated iStopMotion for iPad. It's now just iStopMotion because it also runs on iPhone now, and so you can do great little stop-motion animations and time-lapse videos on your iPhone directly, and also that's been a part rewrite. So we fixed all the old stuff, legacy, and it's also ready for moving forward with iOS into the future.
I knew about Mousepose, and I have to say that is something that's like essential if you're doing any presentations. There's no question, because you know where the mouse is, but you don't realize your audience is lost. But if you can make your mouse that much bigger or enhance it in some way, that's important. I did not know though about the iStopMotion update. That's an app that goes way back for you and I for a long time, and yet is so popular with especially with kids, but really for anybody that wants to do something a little bit different and is a little creative.
Yeah, it's a great little tool to tell make movies that tell a story with just no planning, no stage. You just take some, literally you can take your salt and pepper thing and start telling a love story, right? Mm-hmm. So it's really a very fun way to tell a story, and we are just we're just so happy with how it is a long-term thing, and so many happy users, and it's especially popular in schools where the kids can make their own movie in one term. What's the 45 minutes thing? Class. In one sitting of the class, it's like so, and it's great for the kids because it's fault tolerant, so you can undo your mistakes very easily. It gives you immediate feedback. You can press play anytime, and you can see the animation even if you only have taken like 4 pictures yet. And also the best thing about it is the onion skinning, which shows you if you move the object, it shows you how far you've moved, and gives you like more control about your animation process, and makes it a lot of fun to do.
So let's talk about mimoLive for a minute. We had a good discussion at dinner the other night about mimoLive and where it's going and what its target audience is, and I admit I learned some things that I didn't know about it the other night, so we may be looking into that, folks. But at the end of the day, he's been working on me for a while now. But who is the target audience for mimoLive?
Okay, I see why you have to do some editing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where were we?
I'm sorry. Yeah, that will be an edit. Who is the target audience for mimoLive?
So we have a very broad range of customers, but we've decided to pursue the professional video producers. And give them a tool, because times are changing in the video production world, and people are not prepared to pay the same amount of money for the production, for live video production, that they paid for the tier 1 broadcasters paid for, putting someone in front of the hall to interview people. That cost more than what people are now prepared to pay for streaming their presentations on their trade show booths live to the web. And the professional video producers are sort of in between the broadcast. I need a broadcast truck, I need a producer, I need an editor, I need 2 camera people or 3 camera people, I need audio engineer, and so on and so forth. And on the other end of the spectrum is like my nephew with his iPhone, and somewhere in between you want high quality live streams with high production value, but you don't want to have to run a whole TV crew with dozens of people and millions of worth of equipment. On the other hand, the customer wants something more than a shaky iPhone video. So that's where we are positioning mimoLive is in between this. You can produce great video quality with just one person. For example, record a presentation or a talk in somewhere, or we have a lot of schools again, because our philosophy is generally we want to make tools that are very powerful, so powerful that the professionals want to use it, and so easy to use that the kids in the school can use it without a lot of training. And mimoLive follows exactly this. So it's very easy to use, and teachers don't have to be afraid of giving it to the kids, because the kids will figure it out even faster than the teacher can figure it out, and they can start doing newscasts, weather reports, stream the school theater performance, or the school games, sports games, and all kinds of stuff with a fairly inexpensive tool that runs on the Mac.
And the power of it, I guess a couple versions ago, you redid the interface a little bit. Mm-hmm. It made it a lot more accessible, at least to my understanding. But the power of this thing is really impressive. And you have to learn certain metaphors. But once you got that down, it is really intriguing to learn. And we've had some discussions about the way I produce this show, and what some of my needs are. And I think you're trying to address some of those, but it's not necessarily built for that kind of show. But you have me rethinking a lot of what of my assumptions or my production values, because I've had to anyway.
So yeah, the one thing that's also changing in the world is that people want to do a lot of video in a short time. And basically the only way to get that is to get rid of the post-production, or at least as much as you can. And the live to tape recording method is a great time saver in that regard. So we have people doing shows or presentations with recording themselves, which are not live broadcasts, but just for making a lot of video, like a podcast or something. And instead of editing, they just if there's something catastrophic happening, they just start over, because that's even that is faster than going back to the post production and trying to edit stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a change in production methods, and I think we're not trying to tell people to get rid of their NLEs. It's just, I think it's a different kind of tool that serves a different purpose, and there's a lot of that video now being created, where it's more important to have the content up quick and fast instead of being perfect. So, I mean, if you want to do an ad for TV, you wouldn't want to do it in real, you wouldn't want to shoot it in live, but because you want to be able to edit it exactly. But I mean, a product demo, people only watch it once, and if you stutter a little bit, nobody's noticing, So, and why are people then spending so much time and money on fixing and trying to make it perfect, when the consumer or the viewer is only watching it once and they don't even notice the mistakes that are in there?
Yeah,
so.
and you're right. That is a changing world. That's not the way a lot of us kind of came up viewing video or understanding how video should be made. And the world has changed, and so now we have to sort of rethink some things. You get feedback from your audience, you take your own feedback, and go from there. But yeah, it's a very, very exciting product, and I hope that you just continue to evolve it, and you'll.
One of the things that helps us with that is that we've moved to a subscription model. There's a lot of controversy about the subscription model for software, but for us it's really we have been able to just release new stuff whenever we wanted, and we had I think almost 50 releases last year. So a lot of ideas, little changes or big changes, we're just able to do whenever we think it's time to do them, and we don't have to save it for the next major release, something like that. People are asking for things like being able to switch scenes, right? And we're working on that, and we will release it whenever it's ready, and we don't want to wait until 2020 or something, next major release comes out and make people wait until then. We will probably start beta testing it next week or something, and whoever has a valid license can download it, play with it, give us feedback, and when it's released in a couple of weeks, they can start using it, and they don't have to buy an upgrade or wait for the next big upgrade or whatever. It's just part of your subscription license.
So, since we're talking about it, what is the fee for mimoLive, or the subscription models?
So we've got basically 3 tiers of licenses. The main tier is the professional license called mimoLive Studio. That is $700 a year. We do have a broadcast. We do have a broadcast license for tier 1 broadcasters. So if you have 1 million viewers, that's the license for you, and that's $2,000 a year. And if you want to play it just for your YouTube channel and you don't make any money off it, there's the non-profit version, which is perfect for schools, teachers, volunteers in non-profit organizations who sometimes spend their own money to do it, and that's just $200 a year. So it's fairly reasonable. You can also go for the monthly subscription if you want to save money and just license it in the 3 or 4 months in a year you're using it, and that brings down the cost to I think $20 a month. And so I think price is no longer a major issue for.
There are a lot of things at this show that are a whole lot more than that, without question.
Yeah, well, your Mac, the Mac you have to buy is much more expensive than that.
Good point.
And you need a camera, and you need microphones and things like that. So the software is really fairly cheap compared to what other equipment you need.
So where do we send folks to learn all about all of this? mimoLive, iStopMotion, the whole bit.
The best way is, of course, our website. We do it the old way. boinx.com, boinx.com. That's the website where you can find all the information on all our products. You can also just buy them there and download them. Some of our apps are available in the app stores, Mac App Store and iOS App Store, and feel free to buy them wherever you want.
Oliver, thanks so much. It's good to see you as always.
All right. Thank you for having me again on the show, and it's great to see you too.
I know, we'll be talking.
Yes, sure.
Folks, we'll have more from NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.